On behalf of Hotel Cardinal, I'd like to thank each of you for joining us and participating in today's bartender evaluation. I'm Miwa Kurushima. I work in the Business and Planning Division. The hotel has been operating for 2 months now. In addition to having this large, open-air lounge, we believe it's important to our business to have our own authentic speakeasy. This is why you're here today. Whoever passes our test will be offered the bartender position.
Let's begin. Here's Mr. Kamishima. He'll be administering your exam.
To start, I'd like each of you to make your specialty cocktail. You're up.
Yes, sir. We'll go with the martini.
Joyce, had you even considered whether I'd eaten yet or not?
Huh?
Is this drink an aperitif or digestif?
I'm not sure. You hadn't mentioned either way.
This is a strong cocktail. Why is it your first choice without knowing if I'm drinking on an empty stomach?
But, sir, you asked us to make our specialty.
Well, he's out.
Enough. Next.
I'll make a grasshopper.
Lovely. Can you make it in the Pousse Cafe style?
What?
Surely you know what that is.
Well, yes. You want the drink layered based on liquor viscosity, so it doesn't mix.
This should be no problem for a pro, but your liqueurs swirl together. And it took you almost 2 minutes.
I wasn't expecting an order like that.
Whether you expected...
Gucci.
All right, Miwa. Please tell me this wasn't your idea.
Oh, no, it was all her.
It's him! The bartender that's been trending on social media. Oh my gosh, guys.
This isn't what we're looking for.
Again, pretty please. What's up with Kamishima? Why is he always so stiff and cranky anyway? I don't blame those bartenders. I would have been pissed too.
If we can't find someone soon, what are we gonna do? The hotel's been open for 2 months, and we still don't have a functioning bar. At this rate, that door's gonna be locked forever. I would never have imagined it'd be this hard to find a bartender. It's making me as stiff and cranky as a boss. My stomach isn't knots. Wish I was more like you.
You almost make it sound like I'm not as invested in this thing as you are. I feel the pressure too. I'm still...
Search criteria is too vague. And then he gets so picky over the littlest things. I mean, come on. Look at this. Glass of God? What the hell even is that?
The chairman insists we have it.
Yeah, I know, but how do we find it if we don't know what it means? If we can't figure it out, I'm afraid that door's just gonna stay closed forever.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The glass of God, huh? Great.
Huh?
Yes, I'm awake. I'll be right there. Okay, let's see. How does this work? Excuse me.
Me? You have to swipe this thing here.
What's a swipe now?
Touch it.
Oh.
Then...
Okay. You just saved my day.
Hello?
Oh, hey, I'm here. Maki. Yeah, all right.
What's up with him?
Whatever it is, it's a disaster. Huh? You think he left this?
Oh, sir, I think you left your book. And he's gone.
Whoa, Tokyo Bar Book? Wait, I wonder if this is... Yep, it is. He checked this out from the library.
Really? Oh, come on. Why is this happening to me?
I wish I had better news.
What now? Did they all fail again?
Yes, that brings us to 30 people.
If he was easy to find...
Can you at least give us some more solid criteria? Like this request in particular. What is a glass of God?
About that.
You'll know it when you drink it? You're absolutely sure that's what the chairman said?
Yeah, why would I lie to you about this?
Okay, how the hell do we search for that?
I don't know. Take it up with the chairman.
This sucks. It's always us. They're doing just fine.
Huh?
Thank you. Our reservations have nearly tripled this year.
Oh, I see.
Want us to host?
Everyone's making things happen. Everyone except us, it would seem.
Please, no more. We can't leave on that note. Just find someone, and find them fast.
Yes, sir.
won't pay for any more expenses.
Wait, you mean we have to pay for all of it? There goes my whole salary.
You still haven't found someone? It's for the speakeasy, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
We may never find anyone.
You wouldn't happen to know somebody, would you? If they can make the Glass of God, we'll hire them on the spot.
Sure I do.
Huh?
Who? Tell me where he is.
Did I keep this place open right? I'm basically a god.
Please, I don't think I can take any more cruel jokes.
You talk to all gods like that?
Okay, prove it. You could use those godly powers to wipe out our town.
Hey, welcome in.
Hello. Highball, please.
Are you?
Oh,
It is you, from the park bench.
The guy who can't use a phone.
yeah, that's me. I'm no good with new tech. Oh, did you happen to see a book there? I might have forgotten one on the park bench.
Yeah, I have it, actually.
Really?
Well, I don't have it here, but I can turn it in. The library is near my office.
You serious? You saved me again? Thank you. Maybe I shouldn't give up on Japan yet.
Here, your highball.
Ah, thanks. You're the best.
It's so weak. You call this a...
Instead of drinking. All right. Speaking of bartenders, this guy right here is one of them.
Huh?
I'm glad you're here. I wanted to thank you for before.
Oh?
Miwa! This is fate, I just know it. Let's get this guy to take the bartender exam.
No biggie. Wallets are important, so I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard the same. So I remembered it today. Oh, but I forgot to go to the bank.
I think I'll pass.
Me too.
But where are we gonna find a bartender? You know, our bartender. In Ginza? What's Eden Hall?
It's a bar. Look, read this. Apparently, their bartender won a cocktail competition in Europe.
I've heard of Eden Hall. Didn't it close down?
Yeah, but this person says they're back in business. The private bar has finally reopened. See?
Sure, but if he's so good, why would they not open it to the public?
It does seem a little weird, but we're dead in the water. What have we got to lose? If the tap's covered.
Yeah, you're right. If the tap is covered.
Fine, I get it.
That's so generous of you. Thank you. Okay. It should be right around here. Oh, is that a street more than I remember? How have I never seen this?
Holy crap, this place is pretty swanky.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, pal. You got some guests.
Thanks. On my way. Welcome in.
It's you, again.
Oh, hey. Fancy seeing you here.
Okay.
These friends of yours?
They are. Well, sort of.
Is it just me, or does this guy seem different? Miwa, what's on your mind?
I can't help but notice how impressive this bar's selection is.
Here you are.
Thank you.
I'm surprised you found this place. Did Taisho tell you about it?
Actually, I just found some reviews. They raved about a skilled bartender at Eden Hall.
Oh? Is that what they say? They're too kind.
Taisho was right.
I don't
This
know.
guy really is a bartender. I wonder how accurate those reviews are.
Sasakura.
They're at Pousse Cafe style?
You know, that sounds nice.
The one from that test, that Pousse Cafe?
Here you are. One grasshopper.
30 seconds? That's pretty amazing, huh? And it isn't mixed at all either.
You're right.
Your chaser.
Thanks.
In that case, sir,
Yes? Have you decided?
I have. I'd like a martini, thank you.
A martini? I get the feeling you haven't had dinner yet. Perhaps I could interest you in a nice aperitif? Something a little lighter, madam?
I guess that would be the correct answer. That sounds great. Make me something lighter than a martini.
Okay, as you wish.
I don't know why, but when I see a hard-working man using his fingers like that, it's so damn sexy.
Sexy? Really?
Here you are. One cosmopolitan.
Good God, this thing is just so freaking delicious.
Is it that good?
Oh yeah, it really is.
And you? What would...
Well, if this person truly is as amazing as he seems, then... dealer's choice.
Miwa, that's not cool. How can you put the poor guy on the spot like that?
Because he doesn't know if I prefer my drinks strong, and he certainly doesn't know what liquors I dislike. Without knowing anything about my preferences, he has to choose, and that's why we're here, to test his skills. It's up to you. Make whatever cocktail you think is perfect for me.
Right away, ma'am.
He chose a whiskey base. Might be going for a classic like a Manhattan, or maybe something sweeter like a Godfather. With a glass like that, it could be a whiskey buck. But he's using scotch specifically, so a Highland cooler would fit the bill. Soda? Scotch and soda? Isn't that
Just a highball.
a highball? That's the perfect cocktail for me? Of all the drinks in the world, he chose scotch and soda. Oh, come on. Anyone can make a drink like this. Let's finish these and leave. We'll have to start the search all over again. It's actually quite smooth and refreshing. Is this really just a highball?
Yes, a highball. A delicious one at that.
Jeez, how is it so good?
In this world, there are two professions that must never deceive their customers, no matter what. The first is the humble physician, and the other is
The other is what?
the bartender. One wrong,
That's so.
my guest is exhausted. She's been so caught up in work, she can't spare attention for much else. Not even a loose sleeve button, which has finally detached. She's also wearing her watch differently.
What? How would you know that? Was it at the bar when you saw us? You noticed my new details, and you remembered them.
For a body laden with an abundance of stress, I wouldn't want to overdo it. A normal highball is too strong. So, I just reduced the alcohol.
No way. Then why isn't the flavor any weaker?
The ice. Although I reduced the alcohol as much as I could, I used hard long period. It becomes even harder. Then, if you chisel out the imperfections and leave them in a freezer for a few days, the pure ice becomes dense and harder to melt.
So much thought and craftsmanship. All for this one cocktail?
What does the word bartender mean to you? Well, to me, a bar is like a perch, And tender means gentle or kind. A gentle perch to ease one's soul. Really, a bar is just a piece of wood to place drinks on. But there's also a tender on the other side. And so, for me, it means home.
You've shown me more than just a highball. Here I was, so naive, trying to test a professional.
When I have a customer on that, that's all there is to it.
We finally found him! His name is Ryu Sasakura. I'm sure the chairman will approve of him too.
He was the head bartender at the Latz Hotel in Paris. So he lived overseas. That's why he never made it into the candidate pool.
If there's anyone who can make the glass of God, it's him for sure. You'll know it when you drink it, all right.
That good, huh? But still, why would he need to come back to Japan?
Honestly, I was wondering that myself.
That's beside the point. We should just be wondering whether he'll come work for us or not.
And whether or not he meets the chairman's high standards. Draw up an offer letter.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's this?
Wait, you were gonna...
Thanks for coming. You're a real lifesaver. Sorry I wasn't able to give you more of a heads up.
We've got to help each other out when we can, right?
You're one of the good ones. Ask if you need help.
Will do.
Oh, damn, I forgot. Today's the 22nd.
Welcome in, sir.
Hi.
Oh, yes, welcome back, sir. We've been expecting you.
Seems I'm quite popular.
For you.
Got a new hire?
He's just helping out today. Another employee is homesick. Maki personally recommended him to me.
Pleasure's mine. My name is Sasakura.
What sort of drinks do you make, boy?
I believe I can handle most requests.
Oh, is that so? Then why don't you whip up a cocktail a geezer like me might enjoy?
Yes, as you wish. A gin and tonic. It's been hot out there, so I added bitters for a cooling bite.
Awful.
Oh. I'm sorry. It appears I may have misjudged your taste.
Not worth talking about.
I understand. Well then. A daiquiri.
Awful.
A Bellini.
Awful. You've managed to muck up every traditional recipe.
My apology.
Gotta take this. Hello?
I'm really sorry I put you in that position.
Oh, it's fine. What's the deal with that guy anyway?
He and the late owner were rather close. Been a loyal customer ever since the boss trained in Yokohama. Comes on the day of the owner's death every month. He treats everyone like that.
That explains a lot. He's a longtime customer, but what else?
He wasn't here. What are we supposed to do? Should we call it and go home? I mean, the sign says that they're closed today. I don't think we'll be able to find him.
Eden Hall has an unscheduled off day today. Based on what this post says, he usually goes to help out at other bars. There are 300 bars in Ginza, and the night is still young. Look alive, you
Up, and away! So what must I suffer through next?
An old staple. A classic martini.
Why does it smell a bit strange?
It's a Holland-style martini. Today, the popular go-to is London gins, which are distilled in a column still using neutral grains. Instead, I've used an Eau de Genever, gin that's been aged for 15 years in Amsterdam.
I don't need a lecture on booze, kid. You gave me the old style because I'm old. Do you have the imagination of a schoolboy? And also, you should know an Eau de Genever like that is best served chilled and straight.
You're quite knowledgeable.
If the owner was still alive, he'd have known the proper way to squeeze something out of that young brain.
You're very kind.
Anyway, you ready to try again?
Yes, sir. I can mix whatever you like.
The liquor store up the street has a vending machine out front. Go and buy me a cup of Japanese sake, will you? Keep the change for your troubles.
Oh, thank you. Awful.
I'm doing my best here, man.
What? No, not you. Speaking of, I had a question for you. What would you do if a customer said your drinks were awful?
Welcome.
Aha! Of all the dumps he came here?
Oh, it's you again.
Of all the dumps.
We tried to find you at your bar. It's closed.
We went to so many bars I lost count. It was a total nightmare.
We spent our own money, too.
Why were you guys looking for me?
Because of this. Here, just read it, please.
I'd like to introduce myself.
Hotel Cardinal. Is this you?
I'm Miwa. Miwa Kurushima.
Hi, I'm Yukari.
Okay.
Please, will you just hear me out? I want you to come work for us.
Excuse me?
We need you. There is no one else. I'd like you to come be Hotel Cardinal's bartender.
What? This is the guy you're looking for? He's too young. He can make the glass of God?
You're very kind. But I did just start working at Eden Hall, so...
We're willing to renegotiate these terms.
Oh, no, really, it's not that.
Is it the pay? Or the benefits?
They're offering you how much? I'm happy to go instead.
No one asked you.
I'm not sure what to say. Hey, boss. One more, please.
As long as you like awful.
Oh, come on. I told you that wasn't about you.
What just happened?
He and the late owner were rather close. Been a loyal customer ever since the boss trained in Yokohama.
Closed again?
I got a call from Maki this evening. You wanted to see me, boy?
Yes. Sorry to summon you this way. Can I share an old story with you instead?
Oh?
The time is right after the war. The place is Yokohama Harbor, where the history of Japanese bars begins. Imported Western liquors were hard to come by. The only place you could find them was in hotels. Colors that had never been seen, complex aromas. Imagine the drinks they made, cocktails, rich beyond compare and vibrant to the last drop. Here you are, an old pal. What does it mean to you?
Well, a dear old friend, I'd say.
You visit us every month, on the 22nd day, the day the owner passed away. I suspect you're not just here for a drink, but to feel like you're in his presence again.
You sure sound like you know it all. Amazing. That's it. The same taste. Just like my old friend used to make it.
Back then, ice and refrigerators were rare. It wasn't possible to chill the liquors or glasses the way we do now, so the cocktails weren't as cold. However, without modern air conditioning, when the proper flavors were used, drinks could feel cool and refreshing to the senses.
You're spot on. This takes me right back to those days.
Don't change the liquor's flavor. That's something I learned from my mentor. Time goes on, but these flavors remain the same. They can transport us to old times we hold dear. If I had to guess, he always made your drinks the same just for you. Because they weren't only drinks, they were memories. No matter how much...
Out of respect for him, I vowed not to drink anyone else's cocktails, but as time passed, I softened. I drink but never enjoy, and yet, I'm here.
Oh.
To tell you the truth, maybe I've been searching for someone like you all along. What was lost may still be found. Starting today, you can be my new pal. If you ever get into trouble, you know who to call, son.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Ryu Sasakada. The glass of God, eh? Well, whoever he is, he sure got me thinking about the missus.
Hotel Cardinal. But where was it?
Aww. Why does he
keep disappearing like this?
He turned us down, boss.
Response is pending.
So, which one is it?
Don't worry. He'll say yes.
You sure you two can handle this?
Yes. Please, leave it to us. Like I said, you can keep telling us no, but our position is still the same. We'd like for you to work for us.
Well, as I said before...
Whatever you want, tell us.
You're putting me in a tough spot. Happy to help. Let's start with your next drink.
Huh? Let's see.
Hi, welcome to Eden. Oh.
You mind if I grab a drink? Anything that gets me out of this rain.
Yes, of course. Please, have a seat.
I didn't expect to find a speakeasy in a shopping mall.
If you were a few weeks earlier, you wouldn't have found us at all. Here, use this to dry off. Now then, what would you like? If you have any requests, just let me know.
I want to keep my buzz going, but I don't know how much more booze I can handle.
Been a long day, I see. Right. As you wish, ma'am.
Deep down, people are disgusting. You get me, right?
I don't know. Are they?
Look at you. That forced smile on your face. What you're really thinking is, this lady's a monster. Keeping that to yourself is part of the job, isn't it? In the end, bartenders get paid to listen to people like me bitch about their lives. It's a job meant for assholes. Everyone is afraid of me. Fair enough, I've got a dirty mouth. But it doesn't stop them. They still come to me with their ridiculous demands. And the customer gets to be selfish. I mean, that's what they're paying me for, right?
A little lost in the moment is all. Thinking about what to make you.
Well, who's the monster now, bartender?
The other option is monster, huh? No thanks. I think I'd rather be an asshole. There's a drink that's on my mind, but it takes some time to make. Would you mind waiting?
Go ahead. But just know, if you let me down, I won't be happy.
Did he just walk out with customers at the bar?
She wants to stay buzzed but doesn't want booze. Wonder what he'll do.
What a jerk. It's all about her.
Thanks for your patience. I made a deal with the restaurant upstairs. I'll mix it right away. Thank you for waiting. Your cocktail, ma'am. It's called a bullshot.
This is a cocktail? It looks more like soup.
Based on what you requested, I thought it would be perfect for your needs.
My word. There's no way it's not soup. Is there even any alcohol in this?
Yes. Vodka, in fact. With beef bouillon. The original recipe was created by the owner of a restaurant in Detroit, Michigan in the early 1950s.
The drink's warming my body from head to toe. I'm starting to feel human again. Today, I had to sit through 3 parties, and they were terrible. With each one, I felt like even more of an asshole than I did before. I'm sorry. I took it out on you.
I have a question. And one for the road. You ever heard that expression before?
No.
Basically, it means one last drink before we say farewell. That's it. So, who would you say goodbye to?
Well, if it's after a round of drinks, then the bartender?
Yeah, maybe. But part of being an adult is telling yourself that today will be a good day. But no matter what we say, we can't trick ourselves into believing what's not true. So sometimes, that last drink, it's a way to say goodbye, but not just to others. It can be a good way to let go. Bid farewell to the asshole inside. Till tomorrow, at least.
So, could I order one more one for the road? Or is that taboo?
Yes, you may. I won't tell. If that's the case, I can add a little lemon and tomato juice to make your next one a bloody bowl.
Thanks for this. You gave me a place to stay dry. And in return, I was a jerk to you.
It's fine. Way I see it, you chose to rely on me as a bartender to help you through a tough moment. Thank you for putting your faith in me.
How would she know? What line of work do you suppose she's in?
Oh, you didn't notice, huh? Did you see the bag she carried?
I did. Looked pretty heavy.
Yep. A former American Secretary of State, John Foster Dulles, used a bag like that. So they're still called Dulles bags. They're sturdy and spacious, so some people refer to them as a lawyer's bag.
A lawyer's bag? She's a lawyer?
Holy crap, man. You could figure out her job from her bag.
One more thing.
Yes?
I need you to come work for us.
We already discussed this.
You can keep saying no, but I'll convince you one day.
I guess I have no one to tell you this.
Yeah,
what's up?
It's just, I'm super afraid of heights. I have to decline. I'm sorry, guys.
Are you freaking kidding me?
You know that bar he worked at in Paris? It's all the way on the top floor. That's like as high as it gets.
He can't be that afraid of heights. Why would he tell such an easy lie to debunk?
Ryu Sasakura. I like the sound of that. I want you to do whatever it takes to get him behind that bar, okay?
You hear me?
Yes, sir. Easier said than done, Grandpa. I don't think you know what you're asking.
Hit me. What's on the books?
And 2 divorces.
They're all assholes. Every single one of them is like me, you know?
I'm not sure I do.
That was wrong. They're relying on me in a tough time. I shouldn't say that. The fact is, they're putting their faith in me. Hey, Yajima?
Yes?
Have you ever heard of a bull shot?
I have, actually. The Cocktail, right? Or are you talking about the mystery novel?
There's a book?
Yeah, it's a classic. The one about the lawyer who acts real tough, but she's got a heart of gold. And she calls everyone assholes.
Real funny. When we're done, you want to go out for a drink? I found this cool speakeasy.
That sounds great.
The bartender seems nice, but don't let him fool you.
I've never heard of a bartender receiving an award before. Kuzuhara. He must be pretty amazing.
When you're talking about the pioneer who elevated the art of Japanese bartending to the world stage, amazing is an understatement. Even customers are left speechless by his perfect command of the bar. That's why they call him Mr. Perfect. Kuzuhara's technique is unrivaled. Hey, congratulations.
Chairman Kurushima, what a pleasant surprise. Tonight's real honor is to welcome the man who only drank cocktails from the late owner of Lapin. Please, sir, allow me to make you a drink.
You're too kind. Lately, I've been very impressed with a new bartender at Eden Hall. The young man hasn't held the position for long, but he's quite an interesting fellow, to say the least.
I heard they got someone new. How is he?
Well, the boy's a bit wet behind.
Welcome in. Huh? I see you two are together tonight.
Right you are. This here's my lover.
In general, I don't care to inquire about customers' personal relationships. But with you two, I suspect that you're nothing more than a grandfather and his granddaughter.
Hear that? He knows I used to change your diapers.
Hey!
What are we drinking tonight?
How about something that's good for a stiff neck?
Make it 2, please.
We had to suffer through an uptight ceremony tonight.
It was surprisingly exhausting.
I see. I have just the thing. Welcome in.
Hello. Am I still okay to order?
We're not closing for a while. Please have a seat.
Good to know. Thank you. So when you make this drink, there isn't a whole lot to it, right? Just equal pours of brandy and Benedictine?
Right. Keep it simple like the name implies. One part of each.
What's the best way to drink this cocktail?
As a nightcap. It's said to be best enjoyed just before bed. The aromatic brandy accentuates the sweet complexities of Benedictine. It's as comforting as it is strong, which may help soothe the drinker to sleep. Here you are. Your B&B. Please enjoy.
I have to ask, how long have you been behind the bar?
Almost 8 years now.
8 years?
You still can't read people, can you, my dear?
Huh? Today was a day. Work's been tough, but I finally gotten the courage to quit. It's time. Thank you for your willingness to serve me so late.
Was she crying?
I wonder what happened at her job. Why would a bartender suddenly quit?
Wait a sec. How do you know what she does?
It seemed obvious to me. The average customer wouldn't worry about our closing time, or stare so intensely at the glass as I stirred their cocktail.
You sure notice a lot, don't you?
I'm more certain than ever you would be a valuable asset to our bar.
Respectfully, I believe I already declined. I'm sorry. I'm just too afraid of heights.
Hey, speaking of, that bar? The one you worked at in Paris.
Hi, welcome in.
Are you still open?
Yes, of course. Have a seat.
I had a feeling you'd make an appearance.
Is he here?
An acquaintance of yours?
Let's just say we're acquainted through a certain transaction.
Oh, is that so? What would you like?
Gin fizz, if you would, please.
Sure, as you wish.
The gin fizz is a world-famous cocktail. Do you happen to know who invented it?
A man named Henry Ramos, Imperial Cabinet Saloon.
What about the fizz part?
It comes from the sound of the bubbles in the soda water. If you ask me, it doesn't sound like fizz at all.
That isn't a joke I'd make to Mr. Perfect.
He would. The guy trained in France. I bet he's never even heard the name Kuzuhara.
Here you are, one gin fizz.
Interesting.
Do you not find it to your liking?
No, I like it. It's good, but there's a slightly rich taste. It reminds me of an old-aged rum. Did you make this recipe yourself?
Yes. I suspected that the standard recipe might be boring to some of my patrons. Namely...
But how did you know I'm a bartender?
2 reasons in particular. If a pro wanted to visit a new bar, what drink would they order to test the bartender's skill? A gin fizz.
Is that true?
Just like this.
Huh? Eternity?
Yeah. The character for Eternity has all the basic strokes of Japanese calligraphy. Horizontal, vertical, point, jump, stop, and sweep. When making a drink, there are many variables, like liquor pours and mixing methods, down to the amount of ice and mixers. If there's one drink that combines all the most basic techniques a bartender might employ, it's the gin fizz.
So what was the other reason?
I saw the pinky finger on your right hand. It appears to be a callus developed from many years of shaking.
Am I to
research? And you spend most of your time studying them for work and not for pleasure. When you're here, I want you to enjoy your experience like anyone else on that side. It's the very least I can do.
Is that what this is? You're making me play a guessing game and you think I'm actually enjoying it.
If that was presumptuous of me, I apologize.
So you tried to surprise me with rum and a gin fizz?
Oh no, that's with Sanbone sugar.
Really?
Oh.
In his drinks? That's used for baking.
Yes, Wasanbone is known for its delicate and mild sweetness.
The flavor is so similar to rum that even Kuzuhara got him mixed up. You even managed to put one over on Mr. Perfect.
I get it. You're certainly entertaining, I'll give you that. However, over the years I've sold. If you intend to keep working as a successful bartender, allow me to impart some sage advice. Be showy but deliver. Your cocktail is still far from perfect.
Did he seem upset to you?
He's not the kind of man to take offense over something so trivial. My advice? Make me one of those gin fizzes with Wasanbo and sugar, so I can be sure.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yes. Right away.
Hey, pretty lady. How was your date?
What date? I went out with my grandfather.
You what? You and your grandpa must get along really well then.
Yeah, he's always been like a father to me. Especially since both my parents passed when I was...
Let's talk more work, ladies.
All right.
Be showy but deliver. Your cocktail is still far from perfect.
Poor Sasakura. That must have been hard to hear. I hope he's okay.
So, spill. Got a guy? Or you on the prowl?
Higuchi.
Yeah.
Is that?
You don't seem very confident in your current job, dear.
I'll say. So do you think I should quit too?
Still at it, huh? I'm glad you haven't given up.
Thing is, that day, I'd made my first B&B, and it didn't go over all that well. Here you are, a B&B.
Great. Cheers. Not quite there yet, I'm afraid.
You still don't understand how to stir.
The guy was a regular, and the owner agreed. I just don't know how to stir. You have to do it quickly so the ice doesn't melt, but the drink still blends evenly. I practiced and practiced, until even my blisters had blisters, but it didn't help. I still suck, and I have no idea how to get better.
What is it that bartenders are actually stirring together when they're mixing a drink? Do you know? Their image of what the drink should become is the customer's lips. In the case of a B&B, you start with 2 basic components and stir them in a way that turns them into so much more.
That does take imagination, I guess.
A B&B seems like a simple cocktail, and that's where it catches people. Really, it's a mistake all bartenders make, and not something to be ashamed of, because the important thing is what comes next.
Meaning what?
If this is enough to make you quit, you probably shouldn't have become a bartender in the first place.
You jerk! I don't have to sit here and listen to you talk to me like this.
There, take that passion and put it into making a better cocktail.
I'm currently the bartender at Bar Minami. Kyoko Kawakami. Feel free to grace us with your presence anytime.
Good luck. Huh? You mean right now? Well, I doubt we'll get many customers unless the rain lets up. Sure, if the owner says it's all right.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome in.
Hey, sorry for the short notice.
Not at all. So, you and the owner already knew each other?
Well, yeah. And now, I have a somewhat unreasonable request to make.
And that would be?
Simple. If you'll indulge me, I'd like the 2 of you to prepare the same...
Chen, close the bar.
What is it this time, Grandpa? You made me race over here just to see something interesting?
These 2 gents are going to make you the same drink. So what'll it be?
Wait, but why? So is it like a contest or something? Well, give me a minute to think at least. Red. I guess a Manhattan would be nice.
Ooh, if the king among cocktails is the martini, then the Manhattan is queen. Right? You heard the lady?
I'd like to make my own request. If we do this and my Manhattan is declared superior to his, will you agree to drink one of my cocktails, Chairman?
I'm surprised a bartender of your status would care about something like that.
I guess you could say it's a matter of... If I can't outperform him, I'll take off my jacket and retire here and now. Well then, shall we begin? What do you think is the most important thing in a cocktail?
Balance, I suppose?
Yes, but that isn't about simple addition. The equation is far more complex. You must angle the spoon so its back grazes the inside of the glass and turn in the same direction as the ice. If you stir too much, the ice melts and the drink weakens. If you don't stir enough, the drink will not taste complete.
Miwa, please close your eyes for this part.
Oh.
And open. By looking, would it?
But they're truly identical, other than the different glasses. Okay, time to try them. You first. It's delicious. Even with whiskey as the base, the flavor is light and refreshing. Next up. This one is my favorite. It's the perfect balance of bitter and sweet.
Indeed. That's the Manhattan Sasakada prepared.
Oh, is it? They're different, but I don't understand why.
It's the human tongue. When whatever food or drink we're consuming is within a certain range of our body temperature, it tastes a bit better. I suspect that the drink I made was a little warmer. Not by much, just a degree or two. Meet your grandfather so quickly. Your body temperature rose and you broke a sweat. Knowing that, I didn't make it as cold as I ordinarily would.
You put that much thought into one drink.
Charming, if misguided. As is so often the case when it comes to inexperience. A cocktail is a luxury item, so of course personal preference should be considered. But what we must determine is whether this beverage is truly fit to be called a Manhattan.
Sasakada's version tastes exactly as a Manhattan should.
Perhaps I could ask you to take another sip.
The taste has changed.
Oh. Pardon me. My goodness.
You understand now? That's the flavor you should strive for. If you focus on pleasing customers rather than on your craft, it will be the beginning of your decline as a bartender. Instead, aspire to create cocktails with such perfect flavor that they bring customers to their knees. This concludes our lesson, so you're free to leave.
Sasakada! Please wait!
The young never understand how good they have it.
There's so much still to gain. Inexperience can be just another word for potential. Are you going to put him in charge of your speakeasy?
Couldn't say. I suppose we'll see.
Right. Well, you've got a promise to keep. What will you have?
Let me think.
Hey, I'm right. Besides, yours really did taste better at the beginning. And I'm sure you'll make an even better one next time.
An amateur wouldn't understand.
You jerk! I'm just trying to make you feel better!
There's more to his cocktails than simple mixing. It's like alchemy, transforming base ingredients into something new. That's why the flavor remains the same, even after time's passed. Mr. Perfect is right. Yeah, I absolutely lost to him.
He may think so, but I don't.
What?
If you put in the time and effort, you can improve your skills as a bartender. But the desire to make your customers happy, that's not something you can get so easily. But in a way, you also won. You know?
Thanks for that. Gotta admit, you're a pretty nice girl.
If you're going to compliment me, at least have the decency to look away.
Hey!
You're making me blush!
Here you are, a Moscow Mule.
Whoa. I've never had a Moscow Mule that tasted this good before.
Thank you very much.
My boss and staff were right. You'll know it when you drink. It sounded too hokey to be true.
Ah, the Kuroshimas?
What? How did you know that?
You're sitting on a bar stool and still have great posture, so I assumed you worked at the hotel.
Wow. From my posture, you've got a sharp eye. I gotta be honest. Before I walked in here, I wasn't really sure this glass of God was even a real thing. Now I know. With one drink, you've broadened my horizons, kid. Bowling. You're the real deal. Your cocktails can give people the boost they need.
That's very kind.
And that's why I'm here. Huh? I need your help with something important. I want to use your talent and your cocktails to nudge someone, like you nudged me.
Oh, I see.
Listen, you'd really be saving my neck here. Please, sir, help me.
Why does it have to be me?
Were those girls trying to get you to do the impossible again?
Not them. Their boss stopped by Eden Hall and asked me if I could do him an important favor. Oh. Huh? Hang on. Did you change these?
Picked up on that, huh? I added a little chef's secret.
Oh. Miso. And there's something else, too. What is it?
A little dab of... I know, but if we can overcome our preconceptions, we can open ourselves up to discovering new flavors.
Oh. Yeah, I guess you got a point, huh?
What? Why'd you decide to go to Eden Hall by yourself, boss?
Did he say yes? Does Ryu Sasakura work for us now?
No, it was something else. The chairman sent me with a special request. We would like to hire Monsieur Yamanouchi.
What? The famous 3-star chef from France?
The old man's trying to kill us, isn't he?
I played the hand I had.
What's that mean? You see him as a last resort or something?
This coming weekend, we'll be hosting Chef Yamanouchi, and then we'll finish the night at Eden Hall. We can't afford any mistakes. Bring your A game, okay? Chef, welcome!
Kamishima.
Yes?
I hope you understand. I'm not asking you to source French ingredients simply because I'm a Francophile. Imagine if I wanted to start a yakitori restaurant in Paris. The meat is one thing, but what about the sauce? Could I do it justice without authentic mirin, soy sauce, and zarme? If I requested to ship all those ingredients from Japan, would it be unreasonable?
No, not at all. However, shelf-stable goods are one thing, but fresh water and vegetables?
If that's non-negotiable, then we're all wasting our time here.
There's a place I would love to take you.
I'd like that too, if you're willing.
Yes, we'd be honored.
Fine, one last place.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome in.
I'm only here because they were insistent. You're a little young for a bartender. Are you the one serving me tonight?
Yes. Now then, there's something I'd like you to try. If you will.
Please, just have a little sip, and then try to guess what it is.
What? Is this like a blind tasting?
Yes. And if you're able to guess what it is you're drinking, then we'll leave you alone and send you on your merry way. But if you fail this...
Then I have to hear you out. Is that the game we're playing? I'm a chef who's trained in French cuisine. I'm rather confident in my ability to identify alcohol. C'est la vie.
Here you are. This is the beverage Kamishima selected.
In the light, I see more amber hues than the deep red of table wine. This is the shade of a vintage port. The legs are average at best, must not have a high alcohol content. I'm getting tangy notes of yeast, the type I associate with Japanese miso. If they chose this drink specifically for me, I can only assume it must be a wine. This aftertaste is familiar. It's definitely a sherry. I got it. An Oloroso aged for about 20 years in Spain.
That's quite the guess.
Oh.
Is that...
I think so.
You're kidding, right? There's no way.
Mirin.
Yep. It was aged 10 years to maturity. This is the real deal.
Mirin, like the cooking ingredient?
Yes, ma'am. Traditional mirin is made by fermenting steamed rice, koji mold, and shochu. It's actually a sweet alcohol. If you'd like, you should all give it a try.
Straight Mirin's pretty good. I never knew.
I can totally understand why he thought this was a Spanish sherry.
Challenge. You tried to pull one over on me. I refuse to work with tricks. Please, don't go!
It's true. You know your stuff, sir. If I picked up on the smell of the Koji mold, I would have guessed an Oloroso too. You may have heard this before, but allow me to share a story with you. In Tokyo, there was a competition to find the best sommelier in the world. One participant thought that a Northern European alcohol was Japanese umeshu. Since the event was in Japan, one can assume his preconceptions affected his sense of taste. But later, the same man was honored as an expert in his field, which proves even the greatest professionals can sometimes miss the mark.
That person was a world-class sommelier. How could they confuse European liquor for umeshu?
They make assumptions, like us.
Trompe-l'oeil of the mind. You were told if you didn't use their produce, your cuisine would not be considered truly French. Even if you carefully followed authentic recipes, you would be criticized for going against tradition.
Poor guy. That's why he was so insistent on importing everything from France.
How could you possibly know all that?
Because just like you, I was once an outsider. He's from Japan. Can he understand Western tastes? Can he do our recipes justice? If I had to guess, Kamishima wanted you to break free from preconceptions. What better way to do that than to show you how easy it is to be wrong?
Did you really think that far ahead?
Yeah, you sure did. Isn't that right?
Of course. Yeah.
Kamishima, Tell's offering.
I'd be happy to chat.
You did a great job.
Well, it was all thanks to your advice.
I really wish I'd been there to see the moment Monsieur Yamanouchi made an about-face.
Me too. Ryu Sasakura's got a gift. How do you suppose someone as young as he is came to be such a talented and insightful bartender?
If you feel that way, stop wasting time and get the kid to sign a contract.
Yes, sir.
Yamanouchi had to see through the whole ruse. There's no way my manager would have known to do that with Mirin.
A bartender's no different than Mirin. He's the bar's secret ingredient.
Well then, what are the guests?
Come on. What else would they be? The main dish. Without the customers, there would be no bar. Just a bottle of Mirin.
Thank you. Work's been tough, but today I finally built up the courage to quit.
Please have a seat.
You were here that day? I'm so embarrassed. Well, please kill me.
So whatever happened with your bartending job?
I chose to stay. You can thank this guy in his lecture.
He changed your mind?
After our chat, I gave it everything I had in me. And now I'm actually allowed to serve cocktails to guests, which is great. But I'm at a loss. Here you are. A martini.
My dear, this martini, it has no face. Making drinks like this won't help.
It has no face? What the hell does that even mean?
What can I get you?
A beefeater in Noi at a 3-to-1 ratio. And hopefully this makes sense to you, but I want a martini with a face.
Yes, ma'am, right away. A traditional martini uses gin and vermouth. It's one of the simplest drinks to make. You may wonder, why is this considered the king of cocktails? It may only have 2 ingredients, but there are infinite combinations. Which brands will you use? What ratio? Depending on who makes them, they change. The choice of gin and vermouth determines the expressions. No matter where you go, the martini will reign supreme.
How is it totally different from the ones I make? I try to mix them the same way as my mentor, but it never works.
My guess? You haven't been fully drawing out the character of the beefeater.
What do you mean?
If you allow beefeater to get watered down, it starts to lose its aromatic qualities. You'll want to aerate it, but the key is to do so in a way that barely melts the ice. Then it releases its citrusy fragrance.
Minami never taught the importance of how to mix the drink itself.
If you didn't understand the art, what made you choose beefeater in the first place?
Oh, well, it's because that's the gin Minami always used at the bar.
Regardless of the gin you're using, if you fail to bring out its character, Some of us might say, it's a martini, but it has no face.
Thanks for helping me understand what he means.
It's impossible to learn from words alone. The best teachers are anxiety, the uncertainty you feel, and the hours spent failing by yourself. If that's too much for you, perhaps you shouldn't be on this side of the bar at all. Maybe you should stay over there.
Who the hell do you think you are? You did this the other day, too. What gives you the right to be so cruel?
Yeah, I'm with her. That was a little harsh.
If you've got the energy to be mad, would you like to go out, have another martini with me?
Huh? Where are we going anyway?
A local place. It's a bar I was taken to when I was still an apprentice.
That's not intimidating.
I haven't been here in a long time.
Whoa, it's a music lounge. Me. Hey, check it out. The bartender's a woman.
Oh, you're right.
Hey, come on in.
So, is the owner Uehara here today?
Nah, he took the day off.
Ah, okay. Well then, I'd like a martini, please.
Me too.
And I'll take one too, please.
Got 3 martinis. Coming up.
A vodka martini.
Over in the West, vodka martinis are more popular and often served shaken, not stirred.
Here you are. 3 martinis.
I was honestly expecting this to be so much harsher than a gin martini, but it goes down way smoother.
That's so cool. I love that the peel sinks to the bottom, so it's a lot easier to drink.
I'm impressed you picked up on that.
Oh, I didn't even notice. You're right, the lemon peel usually floats to the top and gets in the way. How did you do this?
It's a trade secret, doll.
Pretty cool. Just a nifty little trick I thought of. When it's like this, the customer gets the flavor of the peel, but doesn't have to worry about dodging it every time they take a sip. You've got to have a damn good eye if you want to make it in the service industry. If you're able to pick up on the stuff other people don't, you'll really make a name for yourself, kid.
Been a while. But I learned from Uehara too.
Cool. You mind if I ask who you are?
Oh, yeah, I used to work at Bar Kaze. Ryusa Sakuda.
I work at Minami.
Hey, so you're in the business too. My name's Yuri Ginjo. At this point, I've only been bartending for about 3 years.
3 years? But your drinks are so good. And you've been working as long as I have. Great.
Can I get you another round?
Well, what should we go with next?
If she makes it with gin, I wonder what kind of face it'll have. I'd like a gin martini if you would, please. You freeze your gin?
I keep it at -5 or 6 degrees, so it doesn't quite freeze. I use about a 2-ounce pour of gin. And for vermouth, I use Martini brand, extra dry. 2 dashes.
Dry vermouth and gin?
Yeah. Then I stir it a little longer than normal. It raises the temperature just enough.
Why would you want
gin come alive? You see that? She's bringing out the essence while keeping it cold. She's got it down to a science.
All this time, I was thinking about it wrong. I thought stirring and shaking just lowered the temp.
Are you sure you're comfortable sharing your technique with 2 other bartenders?
Even if the amounts are all the same, different people can't necessarily recreate the same flavor. Yeah, this martini right here, no one else makes it like me.
It's true. This is her unique martini. Even though it's got a kick up front, the essence of juniper and the character of the gin stand out. I'm ashamed to say it, but this is great.
Thank you.
I thought martinis were basically the same. I didn't realize how different they could be.
The face of every martini is a reflection. It shows the character bartender I am, or where to start searching.
You're the only person who can make your martini.
What?
You'll find what you're looking for.
I'm still searching for myself, too. That's the reason I joined a competition.
But which competition?
You've heard of the Cocktail Awards, right?
Yeah, of course. That's the one where they ask you to create an original version of a specific cocktail.
Right, which got me thinking. If I were to compete, it might push me more. Find out who I really am inside.
Excuse me.
Oh, bye. Please, enjoy.
What kind of bartender am I? Huh.
Whoa, Ryu Sasakura decided to drop by. You know he's the Glass of God guy, don't you?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, yeah. Tinder do you want to be in the end?
One with the glass of God. To be able to take my guests' worries away by mixing their perfect drink.
Good kid. He had a real hungry look in his eye when he told me.
He didn't have the same look to me.
All right, I'll make it happen.
I know how presumptuous it is of me to ask this from you. Thanks for listening.
It's fine. Don't sweat it. And besides, I have...
My name's Kyoko, and I work over at Bar Minami.
I'm Kelvin Chen, from Bar K.
Oh, that's cool. You work under Kuzuhara then. I'm Yuri Ginjo, bartender at Hell's
So,
Island.
where are you from? Have you been in Japan for a while now?
Not long.
You could have fooled me. Your Japanese is surprisingly good.
My mother is Japanese.
Ah, okay. Is this your first trip to the distillery then?
It is.
Hey, me too. You must be stoked to visit the holy ground of Japanese whiskey.
Kinda. Kuzuhara said it would be good for me.
So this is more of a work trip, I see.
You ever been to Kyoto?
I've been once before.
Were you on vacation? Your friend antisocial or something?
We made it.
Yeah! Guys, look, I can see it. Oh, you're right. They've been making whiskey since 1923?
Yep, about 100 years now.
The Yamazaki Distillery is known for being the oldest facility still making malt whiskey in Japan.
So cool.
Now then, why do you think the founders chose this spot for the distillery?
Well, if I had to guess, close to the station?
Cheap property?
For the rivers. The Uji, Kizu, and Katsura rivers converge not far from here. Since there's so much moisture in the air, the area is often covered in fog. The mild temperatures and humid climate are supposed to be ideal conditions for aging whiskey.
You know a lot about this place.
Yeah, for real. Good job doing your homework.
It's no big deal, really. Wouldn't want to make Bar K look bad.
Oh, great. What does that mean for me? Not much, other than learn something new. Welcome in. This is where your distillery tour begins.
The main ingredient in malt whiskey is barley. They mash it with water to extract the wort, and then add yeast to ferment it. The unrefined liquid is distilled and then becomes this, new pot whiskey.
How is this considered whiskey when it's so clear?
It won't get its signature golden color until it's been aged. What's crazy is, they make it, then seal it up, then wait 5 to 10 years before anyone can taste it. And when drinkers finally get their hands on it, it has to be perfect. There's no room for error. So the distiller has to put their heart and soul into crafting each batch.
Look at this cask. They made this one way back. I wonder what it tastes like after that long.
Not much. I'm sure its contents evaporated by now.
Well, yeah, obviously. You don't need to tell us. Whoa, that cask is as old as me.
Really? I wonder if there's one from the year I was born.
Wait for me. I want to look too.
Now that we've tried them all, this concludes our pure whiskey tasting. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. With our normal tour groups, we usually ask our guests to make their own highballs to wrap things up. But today is different. I'd love to use this opportunity to learn how to make some delicious cocktails from a group of seasoned veterans.
You heard her. Hey, Chen, would you like...
One highball.
Why did you make her a highball? Really, man? She said they always make those. She wants to learn new stuff. You can do better than that.
Wow, thanks for demonstrating.
See your face? You made it weird, dude.
It's fine. That was very helpful, actually.
All right, you guys down to go sample another style?
What? We can do that? Wait, what about this highball? We can't let a fresh drink go to waste.
Wow. It tastes just like barley shochu.
Hard to believe.
The aging process must be really important.
Hey, man, you want some?
No, I don't think so. This isn't something I'd serve to Bar K guests anyway.
I'm guessing that's why you didn't try the pure whiskey either? You might get in trouble if Kuzuhara asks you what you thought about all this.
Your thoughts?
It's quite harsh.
Sure, you may never serve this to your guests, but there's no harm in trying it for yourself.
Maybe not, but it still feels rather meaningless to me.
It feels meaningless. Ah, I see. You don't say. You're competing in the cocktail award?
When you guys left that night, Kyoko came back to the bar by herself. She said, I'm gonna compete too, but I think she just wanted to be heard. So here we are, getting ready to hit a bunch of bars to try and...
Whatever happened to Chen?
He said he had something to do and wanted to go off on his own.
Okay, so what's up with that guy anyway? He's always so standoffish and seems real stubborn. Just because his mentor is Mr. Perfect doesn't mean he has to phone it in and become Mr. Robot. What a waste of good looks.
I can't help but wonder if that's his attitude around guests at the bar as well.
If that's how he treats customers, they're all gonna leave.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I invited him to go with us. I thought it would be beneficial for him to spend time with other bartenders. Hopefully he learned something. Maybe it gave him some perspective at the very least.
Oh, yes, I remember the Takayas. I'm afraid they left a long time ago. Place has been vacant.
Are we really doing this?
Chitose.
You sure you're feeling okay?
We were out pretty late yesterday.
You mind if I ask what time you got back to the hotel last night?
No, not at all. First, we went to K6, then Calvador, Gion Samboa, Kiamachi Samboa, El Tesoro, then Talisker, Finlandia, and Rocking Chair. Yeah, I have no idea what time it was.
How about you? You sleep okay last night?
It looks like a water pump. Is that it?
Yes, sir. It's a source of famous spring water mentioned in the Manyoshu. They say Senno Rikyu liked the taste of it so much, he decided to open up a tea room. Even the distillery chose to use this water for a reason. As they say, water is the lifeblood of whiskey. It all begins with one drop. A drop that slowly trickles down to the ground. Millions of drops form a creek, which irrigates the trees. After decades or centuries, that small creek becomes a river, a cradle which nurtures abundant life. Every glass of whiskey is a coalescence of memories, like history, distilled. And even if our guests know nothing about that history, isn't it better if it sends flavor alone?
Sorry that took so long. My grandpa asked if I could grab some of this water for him before we left.
Well, since we're already here. For you. Go on, take it. Minase Shrine's good luck charms are supposed to improve the owner's skills.
A good luck charm? Speaking of, what's this? Is this one as well?
It does have amulet written on it.
What's that?
Let's see. Give me a sec. This is Hoshoyama. It's one of the decorative floats used in the Gion Festival.
What does it say?
According to this, you can only buy these amulets at the festival after it gets dark.
So they're not actually sold anywhere else.
And get this, apparently the Hoshoyama float's all about true love.
I never knew.
It was 12 years ago.
This is the time of year when they start putting together the floats for the Gion Matsuri. Did your family come to Japan to see the festival?
Listen. You and I didn't come here to sightsee. Be professional and keep your excitement to yourself. You're my heir and it reflects on me.
Hello, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
You two must be exhausted from the trip.
I'm so sorry I'm late, Mom. Hello, and thank you both for choosing to stay with us. Or would you say welcome?
The Japanese way is fine.
Oh, good. That's a relief.
Please excuse her. Right this way.
You can leave your footwear there if you'd like.
It's all right.
We're heading out as soon as we drop off our luggage. Don't drag your feet.
Yes, sir.
While you're here, we're happy to prepare your meals.
Well done. You've got a clever girl there. She noticed my son's left-handed.
It was easy to pick up on when I watched him put his shoes away.
This is my daughter, Chitose.
Singapore. I'm considering leading it to my son one day.
Oh? This son here?
Yes, his name is Kelvin.
Well, he looks like he's up to the task. Stop saying that! Have you ever stopped to think that this might not be what I want? Chitose!
It pisses me off so much. I want to decide what to do with my life, you know?
Miss Chitose?
Just call me Chitose.
Okay. You out practicing in the park?
What? Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Well, it is my dream, but just a dream is all.
What's that like? It must be nice to have something to aim for.
It won't happen. I wish, but I'm an only child, unfortunately. If I don't follow in my mom's footsteps, it'll devastate her.
So I'm guessing that means you're just gonna do what you're told?
Well, what about you, huh? You follow your dad's orders every day.
Yeah, but I don't want to be following his orders for the rest of my life. My parents laid out a path for me, but I'll choose my own.
You want to start choosing tonight? Okay, if your stick says winner, then starting tomorrow, you have to boycott the orders your father gives you, no questions asked.
Okay.
It's a deal then. And if we're lucky and we both get a winner, then we have to go to the festival, the Gion Matsuri.
Fine by me.
Right. Wow, we're both winners!
No way, look at that! You're kidding me!
That's so cool! Okay. Are we really doing this?
Oh yeah, let's go.
All right. I can't wait.
Yeah. The next day, I didn't have the courage to follow through. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't defy my father. For years. Or was she like me?
What if she didn't want to tell you whether she'd gone or not because she didn't want you to feel bad about it? Maybe that's what this is. She put her feelings into the amulet instead.
Yeah, maybe. I just wish I knew where I could find her. Her mother's inn was vacant. It went out of business. I have no way to apologize to her. I broke the promise we made that night. It must have hurt her feelings. I don't think I'll ever forgive myself. What is this?
A 12-year Yamazaki and my secret, a splash of water.
could have really opened up just from a single drop of water.
It's true. What you're tasting is the passage of 12 years. Even that harsh liquid produced in the whiskey pot, given enough time, it can mature into something entirely different.
I'm experiencing the flavor of time.
You are like that whiskey, Chen. Most people let go. They forget their old regrets, especially after 12 years have passed. But then, there are those who hold on to their painful memories, allowing those feelings to mature over time.
Chitose, I'm sorry.
Thank you for allowing us to use your bar on such short notice, sir.
It's no problem. Please send my kind regards to Chairman Kuroshima.
Of course. Now, we just need to go find Kyoko and Yuri.
Oh yeah, I wonder where those two ended up anyway.
Oh, this thing's so good. Tastes great, looks great. You'll get no complaints from me.
They aren't picking up.
Thank you. Really, I mean it. After going on this trip and having this experience with you guys, I think I get what we really do now.
I bet you're glad you tried it, right? The new pot, that is.
Yes.
Ooh, this one's good too. It tastes great, it looks great, no complaints from me.
May I ask, you planning on staying in town tonight?
Nah, we're going back home on the Shinkansen. Wait, what time is it?
Documents. I assume this is why we've missed our delivery deadline?
The industrial machinery department has a decent performance record. Perhaps you're letting that go to your head.
No, I can assure you that's not the case.
Come on, Hayase. This happened because you're too soft on your subordinates. Make someone on your staff take the fall for it.
No. I signed off on the work, so this is on me.
Ridiculous.
You always cover for your staff like that. It all makes sense now. No wonder they're so attached to you.
I didn't mean to get you in trouble. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Forget it. I think you should go home.
How did it go? Okay, I guess. What does he want from me?
It's been 3 days and counting. Man, I don't think I could have picked a worse time to quit smoking.
Welcome in, sir. Please have a seat right here. What are you having tonight?
Huh. I've heard of a lot of drinks, but I've never heard of that. Does it come served in a bamboo cup?
No, just a normal cocktail glass.
Oh, really? I'm curious now. Maybe I'll try that next.
Excuse me, ma'am. If you're not gonna smoke that, maybe be considerate and put it out.
Huh? Are cigars prohibited at Eden Hall?
Not at all.
The bamboo cocktail has a very delicate aroma.
If I may, would you like to sit over there instead?
I'm good here. Plus, I'm a patron and a non-smoker. It's bothering me, so I'd like you to stop.
No, thanks. It's not bothering me, and the last time I checked, I was a patron too. What if this smoke is as important to me as that cocktail is to you?
I've had enough. A bar is no place for a self-centered loner like you.
Sometimes life has different plans.
They're all the damn same. Oh. They only care about themselves. Sorry. This should cover it.
Please have a seat. Oh, hey.
I'm really sorry for what I put you through yesterday. There's no excuse. My behavior was awful.
Nah, we all have bad
for me to deal with. I know it sounds pathetic. I'm just having a hard time.
Can I ask you a favor? Would you mind stepping behind the counter for a moment?
Oh. So this is what it's like. I never knew how things looked from this side.
As a bartender, I'm not supposed to share my guests' private information. It's taboo. What you're about to hear is just a bartender and his thoughts. This here, it's a cigar band. In the West, they have this tradition where when a child is born, they celebrate by sharing a cigar with their friends. A child was born recently. The doctor received a box of cigars, disease. So instead of smoking one, the doctor decided to wait until the baby recovered. For the next 6 months, the doctor wouldn't relent. She worked tirelessly to save her patient.
This doctor, was it the woman from here?
Ultimately, there was nothing she could do and the baby passed away. So when all was said and done, she did light the cigar. But she never took a single puff. She couldn't. In her eyes, she hadn't earned the right to. There's something strange about being back here. When I look at the guests from this side of the bar, it's like I can see the true feelings beyond their mask. Two coworkers who seem to be getting along, but who secretly despise each other for common ground.
This doctor, I wonder what true feelings she was hiding behind that smile. May I ask if she comes here often?
Lately, yes. She comes in regularly at night, alone.
I see. This band, mind if I take it?
Anywhere I want, right? And whatever I want, right? No matter how much it costs, right?
Of course, we're celebrating your marriage, so we've got to go all out, right?
French food? Italian food? Or Japanese? Oh my gosh, too many choices!
You're getting married? Congratulations, Yukari.
Thank you very much, my good sir. Yes, please! I want the glass of God. I'm putting my drunken fate in your capable hands.
Maybe something champagne-based. Nah, that's too obvious. Got it. We'll start with 1/3 brandy, then 1/3 creme de cacao. To complete the trifecta, we'll use 1/3 fresh cream. Pour them in the tin, then shake it with ice. Strain it with a sieve. The final touch, freshly grated nutmeg.
Wow. Are you making a drink or some candy over there?
Here you are, a brandy Alexander.
It's super foamy.
According to legend, it dates back to 1863. It made its debut at a wedding ceremony, and a royal one no less, between Edward VII of England and Princess Alexandra. It's a gift. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much.
One bamboo.
As you wish. You seem distracted. Are you waiting for someone?
What? Oh, well, no. Not exactly, anyway.
Here you are, one bamboo.
I'd like you to give something to someone. I know buying a replacement doesn't excuse my behavior, but it's been bothering me since that night.
The other guests from that day seemed bothered as well. I acted very childishly, she said.
Did she now?
Interestingly, even among Cuban cigars, these are famous. They were a favorite of Churchill's. In Spanish, they're called Romeo y Julieta. In English,
Romeo and Juliet, right?
Yes. Welcome in.
Well, what a coincidence. We meet again. Hello, Mr. Cigar Hater.
Hello.
Please join us. Have a seat.
Oh, what's this? I never knew bartenders served as wingmen for their guests.
I'm sorry, that isn't my intention.
So it's one of those "this is from the gentleman over there" situations?
Here in Japan, bartenders don't typically permit those sort of exchanges.
Well, looks like you're out of luck then.
I wouldn't come to a bar for something like that.
Just messing with you. No need to get upset.
All right. Behavior was inexcusable.
Please don't worry about it. Mine wasn't the best either. Also, aren't these cigars incredibly expensive?
Yes, I believe so. You could drink for 10 nights on what he paid for one box.
They're way too expensive. I can't accept them.
No, please, take them with my sincere apologies.
Still.
Just take them.
If it helps, give them to me. I'll keep them at the bar. They would always be here, and it takes the pressure off you both.
You mean we can only smoke them when we're here?
Yes.
But I quit smoking recently.
Yeah, I don't know. I've told the hospital that I'm a non-smoker. Maybe it's okay if I don't say anything.
Maybe it's okay if I just stick to cigars.
It'll be your little secret. A cigar will never tell. During the Russian Revolution, they were even used to smuggle secret documents.
Wow, what a nice aroma.
There's 10, huh?
You can smoke them here, but some of our other guests don't appreciate the smell of cigars. Would you mind taking those seats over there?
Sure. I'm Hayase.
My name's Rumi. Rumi Kimishima.
It's nice to meet you.
I really am sorry for how I acted that day.
No, my behavior was far worse. I took my frustrations out on you. It was wrong.
I basically did the same thing. I was in a dark place. I shouldn't have acted so dismissive.
Not to be rude, but you seemed different. You were super feisty when you walked in.
I mean, if you like the other me better, then... Sorry if I was spoiling your fun, mister. You can leave. Hey, Yukari. You'll want to make sure to log all of your upcoming appointments in the calendar.
What appointments?
Don't you have a bunch of meetings for the wedding? Pretty overwhelming, right?
The wedding, yeah. You don't have to worry about that anymore. I've got plenty of time.
Weird. Something seems off with her.
Who's that?
Hi, welcome in.
Hey, how are ya? I decided to come in by myself. Is that all right? I'd like another Brandy Alexander.
As you wish, ma'am.
It's something you drink to celebrate marriage, right? Wait, who were they? Some old king and queen?
It was Edward VII and Princess Alexandra.
Oh, that's right.
That's only a legend. If you'd like me to, I can tell you another story.
There's more than one?
In the film Days of Wine and Roses, the protagonist pressures his future wife, someone who doesn't drink at all, into trying a Brandy Alexander. And then, as a result of having that one drink, his wife quickly spirals into alcoholism, and their life together is torn apart. Its sweet exception is the Brandy Alexander.
Yeah, you're right, it's strong. And it's perfectly sweet like my blissful aspirations of marriage. Maybe this is my sign that I shouldn't rush into it.
Sweetness and bitterness, comedy and tragedy, fortune and misfortune. When you look at it like that, it seems everything in life has two faces.
I can see what you mean. If I'm being honest, I'm full of doubt.
This about your marriage?
My grandma, who means the world to me, is sick. It's serious, and the doctors have told me that she doesn't have much longer. All I wanted was for her to see me in a wedding dress, so she wouldn't worry about me. I know, but still. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cry.
Ever notice the lighting in bars is dim? Want to know why? Because it's much easier to hide one's sorrows in low light.
You always know what to say.
Higuchi, you got a minute?
Yes?
It's about the wedding speech. Regardless of who gets your vote, it'll take a good amount of time to write, so you should probably hurry.
I'm sorry, Soph. It's not happening. Simple as that. I decided I wasn't ready. At least not yet.
Oh, I see.
So that speech I've been hard at work writing is...
Cancelled.
Of course.
It feels like Sasakura sees right through people. I think he saw this coming. You know, I'm pretty sure that's why he decided to make me a Brandy Alexander.
I messed up. I should have asked her how she was really feeling after all.
After all? Why do you say that? Was something about it bothering you?
Yes. From the minute she said she was getting married, I could just tell there was something a little off. When you first found out, did you notice it too?
I did. There's a saying you may have heard before.
Huh?
If you realize you're asleep, you're already half awake. Not everybody knows their truth. It's up to them to find it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Looks like there's only 2 left.
Once we smoke these, it's all over.
I was really starting to enjoy these nights, too.
Me too. Every time I sat here with you and watched the smoke rise, I felt like I was part of something magical. We'll take the check, please, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
I hate to say, I'll be leaving next week. I'm being transferred to Sendai for 2 years.
What?
I hope I can find a bar like this when I get there.
If you're willing to put up with me a little more, I'd like to have dinner with you. It's okay. As a doctor, I...
Put up with me, I'd love to.
Yeah? Next week, then. How about we meet here at 7 o'clock?
It's a date.
Why do you want to work at Eden Hall? Aren't you still at Bar K?
I was just forced to quit.
Wait, why would they do that? What happened?
Let's talk. Care to sit down?
Sure. Yamazaki, straight up, please. And a shot of water on the side.
Absolutely. Here you are.
Perfect, thanks. I'm not sure where to begin. Have you ever seen this hotel before?
I don't think so. It doesn't look familiar to me.
You've never seen that hotel? It's only world famous, dude.
I'm pretty sure it's in Singapore, right?
Singapore?
I am now, but it shouldn't be me. My older brother was next. He brought my parents so much pride and joy. But before he could take over, he was gone. It was spring. There was a terrible accident. We came to Japan as a family, but we never got to see the cherry blossoms together. I'm my brother's replacement. My father sent me to Bar K. He wanted me to study customer service.
Why bartending, I wonder?
I didn't ask. I just did whatever he told me to do. But then, we took that tour together. That day, I changed my mind and decided to pursue bartend right away.
Oh no, he's so mean.
Yeah, now he's on his way here. It's over. Unless I can impress him with my bartending. Who knows what if that changes his mind? I'm begging you. Help me. Will you please teach me how to make the glass of God? Show me how to craft the perfect drink. And then maybe he'll respect my choice to stay.
I can't do that. The glass of God is special. It's not something you learn from others.
Please,
I can't teach you that, but I can offer you a place here. Let me reach out to the owner.
I understand. Thank you very much.
I wonder how it's gonna turn out.
I don't know, but he sure is taking a long time.
Well, yeah, you can't rush perfection. It's absolutely essential that he's able to convince him.
Yeah, but it never takes him this long to whip one up. It's just weird.
One what? That makes no sense. What are you talking about?
The welcome drink we used trying to help us develop, obviously. Hang on, what are you talking about right now?
Kelvin Chen, today's the big day. Remember? His father's flying into Japan.
Ginza, please.
I'm so nervous.
I'm sure it will all work out.
Taking a deep breath might help.
Okay.
Welcome in.
Welcome in. Father, I've been waiting for you. Please, have a seat.
You have one chance.
Sir. Here you are. A Singapore sling.
I'm ready for the check now, please.
As
your flight is in 1 week.
I'm not going. I'm serious. I've decided to become a bartender.
You're serious, huh? I couldn't tell. You still don't know a thing about Service Boy. Thanks for taking care of my son.
Of course.
Father, wait, listen to me. One more chance. That's all I ask.
It'll be fine, gorgeous. You'll get it next time. Chin up.
After your dad left, I tried your Singapore sling. It's a shame he didn't give it a shot. I thought it was rather delicious.
Question. You could have made him anything. Was there a reason you went with a raffle-style Singapore sling? Bold choice.
Yeah, well, Singapore's the...
A Singapore sling can be made one of two ways, raffle-style or Savoy style. These days, it's much more common to make it Savoy style. The raffle style has more ingredients and is far harder to make. Why'd you decide to go with that one?
I don't know.
You familiar with the word hospice?
I'm not.
It's hospice, is that what you meant?
It's a Latin word. Basically means host. They used to use it way back in ancient Rome. It described people who would offer respite to those who were tired or in need of a hot meal. Just like yours truly.
Wow! That looks so good!
The word hospitality, hospital, come to think of it, even hotel, they all find their roots in the Latin word hospice. Bartenders are hosts. We make our guests drinks, do our best to soothe their souls, give them a place to rest. When your father came in the...
He seemed pretty exhausted. That day, I was so focused on showing off my skills, I failed to see my father, the man sitting right in front of me.
When he mentioned you hadn't learned anything about service, that must have been what he meant.
Come on in.
It's hot out there.
Hello.
So it's all riding on a second chance?
Chibario, bro.
What's that?
Oh, that's right. It's an Okinawan word that means do your best.
Yeah, that's it. Do your best.
I will.
Hey, guys. How's your prep for the cocktail award?
My heart's in it, but I'm struggling here.
Turns out my greatest enemy is time. I have to make drinks for all the judges. The whole idea is foreign to me. If it was you on that stage, what would you do? What's your secret?
It's all about practice. Beyond that, I'd work on building up your hidden ice reserves.
Are we talking about ice?
Yeah. Think of an iceberg and how they're propped up by the part that's hidden underwater. You should start watching movies and plays, read books, listen to music. Really dig deep, develop your artistic sensibility. Love, pain, sadness, regret, Those emotions translate into your work. They'll help you. You don't have a lot of time. Keep mastering your bartending skills. Do your best.
Okay. While we're talking about competitions, Uehara was telling me you won a famous cocktail contest way back in the day.
Oh, did you really?
You have to. Did you make to win?
That's enough talk about work for now.
They say whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent.
Huh?
It's from Austrian philosopher Wittgenstein's greatest work.
Here we go. That's what you get when the bar owner's a Kyoto U philosophy major.
What? You studied at Kyoto University?
You don't seem like the type.
Candid kid.
I've been meaning to ask you, how's your work on the welcome drink recipe coming along?
Well, it's not quite nailed down yet. I should have it by next week.
I'm looking forward to it.
And this is?
It's called a Kir Royal.
Why is it royal? How is it different from a normal Kir?
A Kir is made by combining white wine with creme de cassis at a 3-to-1 ratio. If you use champagne instead of aperitif.
Huh. I'm sorry, but I'm not tasting the cassis.
Right. I used Kyoho grape wine. This one has pear wine. And this one has fig wine.
This is delicious. She's right, it tastes great.
It does taste good, but I feel like something's missing. Now then, is this your glass of God?
What's going on with him? He's usually able to stick the landing with his clientele.
I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, no, there's no need to be sorry. We're the ones always asking too much of you. We should be apologizing to you, not the other way around.
Please don't. I wasn't able to satisfy my customers. I'm ashamed.
Maybe you're just not feeling well? You should...
Well, you see, bartenders specialize in making cocktails that soothe the souls of the guests before them. That's what we do.
So I've heard. I think you told Chen the same thing.
Yeah, basically. No matter who your guest is, they're human. And sometimes they may be feeling hurt or lonely. Given the right drink, their stress and pain should be able to drift away. Now me, I'm confident I can make a drink to give someone that relief. It's just difficult to do when I haven't met them yet.
I think I'm starting to see what you mean. Soothe their souls, that's nice. Yeah, it's a lovely way to describe your work.
Thank you. I learned that from my mentor.
If you...
Do you have to work after this? If I may, I'd like to make you a drink to apologize.
I don't, and I'd love a drink.
A gin and tonic.
It's delicious. Wow, it tastes so different from all the others I've tried.
The amount of tonic, shape of the ice, the way you stir the drink, taking each of these things into account is the mark of a pro. At least to me. When I'm full, like after the mistake I made today.
You're too hard on yourself. Like I told you before, there's no need to worry.
This drink allows me to get back to my roots.
Getting to enjoy all your delicious drinks, I can't help but feel I've lucked out somehow.
You gave me the chance to recalibrate, so I'm the lucky one here. Thank you very much.
Oh, good. He seems like he's back to his old self again. Okay, I better get going.
Soothe the soul, but how?
You ready? Today's the day, right?
Yes.
The important thing is to learn from your mistakes. Other than that, there's not much else I can teach you.
Get here.
That's an excellent question. So many I can't remember. Hey, was that a laugh?
I'm sorry. But still, that did give me a confidence boost.
Welcome in.
Welcome in. You appear to be well rested. I'm glad.
If you've actually started thinking about your guests, that's a start. I'm here. What do you plan on serving me today? Raffles' style didn't work out, so you thought Savoy's style would win me over.
You'll see it. You need to. What we were all supposed to see that day.
What are you talking about? Can't be. Cherry blossoms?
Yes, sir. We were supposed to go see them as a family. But life had other plans that day, so we couldn't.
But how? Is that Japanese craft gin?
The 4 seasons of Japan in one bottle. Green and jade dew tea for summer, pepper for autumn, yuzu for winter, and cherry blossoms for spring. If he were still alive, this wouldn't be on me. And the loving father I used to know wouldn't have disappeared. It took time, but I realized those feelings weren't unique to me. You had to be struggling too. A bartender makes drinks to soothe the soul of the guest sitting before him. Drinks that transcend flavor alone. That's what I've learned. Your regret over losing an heir, plus the pain of losing a son, and then your anger with me. I know. It's hard, and I did my best to consider those feelings when I made this for you. Yes.
I suppose being behind a bar did teach you about service. Sending you to train here was the right call. That's sublime. It was the perfect drink.
Thank you. Do I have your approval then, Father?
Your flight is tomorrow. Don't be late. You are my successor, and that's it. I won't let you waste your life.
I don't understand!
If you want to make cocktails, build yourself a bar in one of the spare rooms of the house.
Please wait! I want to live my life as a bartender! I did my best. What else can I do?
Your father won't accept your choices. Will you give up?
Ôi, gặp em này ánh mắt gì không chết rồi.
Mát gì? Cái này là mát gì rồi chứ?
Em không chửi nhá. Nói chứ là
cái gì chơi được mà. Không biết chém cái nổi không nữa.
À dios, nổi. Phải lên được cái vô cực.
Sợ con này thôi, nó quăng nó
quăng nhớ luôn.
Mới vừa nói luôn. Rồi bạn tôi đi rồi. Thôi.
Hẹn cái đó.
Một hit. Ây da. Nó phên.
Nó lại.
Ông kịp kiểu on hit đó gì? Ủa cái gì mình chết rồi.
Thôi chứ bạn công hiến mà bạn. Nó không ăn.
Không. Giết không được này. Nó chạy rồi. Tính lát lên mà nó chạy rồi.
Đau quá.
Trời thiêu đốt rồi cho chân.
Đau quá.
Ê, chú của tôi.
Khó thế nhờ.
Tôi đặt cái bức tường đau đớn cho anh em rồi đó. Ok chưa?
Mù nó rồi này, nó có 2 viên mù rồi, mua luôn. Có 2 viên thôi mà.
Xuống nước mà rồi bắn ai?
Mặt đắng trên môi lúc này, nhìn mưa nhớ em từng cơn. Thôi thì phải tập thói quen, bước đi một mình. Ngày xưa ta cùng nhau trải qua biết bao thăng trầm, bỏ qua tất cả sống vì nhau. Nếu chân trong thời gian đã qua, em sẽ thấy tiếc nuối. Giờ đây em đang bên cạnh ai, đắm say bên người, một người yêu em hơn ai. Những tháng ngày cùng nhau ấm em quên hết rồi. Thì thôi em cứ bước về nơi không có anh trong đời, nơi anh luôn mong em bình yên. Những con đường cùng em trải qua, anh sẽ luôn giữ lấy. Ngồi nơi đây chỉ mong thời gian sẽ quay trở về, những ngày bình yên khi bên em. Nếu thức tròn là
mình cái nào chết đó lại được không?
Đám tao đám mù. Đám tao mù. Ở đâu? Ở đâu?
Liếm nè.
Máu rồi nha.
Đi rồi. Này cứ mi tầm.
Cộng 44.
Sao mà hấp không?
Này tao phải giết được mày, con mẹ nhà mày.
Ôi ôi. Ủa? Về thì cái gì?
Cái cây kiếm của bạn cầm rồi. Nằm một đống luôn. Friend. Một trưởng. Ây da.
Tôi để tôi vô tôi chết cách.
Chết rồi luôn. Đúng rồi, quá hợp lý.
Trời ơi. Tôi đấu
cố tình mà. Tôi cố tình mà. Cố tình kết mà. Chém đi bật. Chém. Rồi nha, né hộ nha. Tiêu luôn. Nó phe kìa, nó phe âm thảo kìa.
Ok, một like.
Né. Trời u đầu luôn. Liếm nè. Mặt nạ đi bạn ơi.
Không có tiền.
Vãi.
Đi. Lại đi đâu?
Nó chui đâu rồi?
Đâu vậy?
Này bịp à?
Dọn người đó mà. Ôi thôi đi.
Trời ơi.
Thôi
rồi. Nó chọi đó.
Ôi trời.
Chết luôn.
Nguy hiểm. Con này. Ông Dekatin, ông có máu đi ông Dekatin. Ulti 5 thằng xem nào.
Chưa.
Ai? Rồi anh trai này đi nữa rồi.
Không
vãi
không vào được.
Đi.
Ôi trời ơi, cái gì vậy? Khó thế.
Không khó.
Đúng rồi đâu, bạn cùng tiếng, nhìn KDA đi.
Mẹ ác tăng.
Không á. Con ca thớt là chết đúng rồi nè. Không chết mà.
Hợp lý.
Tao mở luôn. Điểm chúa cho mấy bạn nè.
Mày bắt.
Bạn đây, bạn tôi, làm gì đó đi. Sự hy sinh của mình. Cái gì vậy? Sạc.
Con mẹ mày.
Cái này là thù riêng rồi.
Trụ đi, Fanny.
Ê, cái người này chém
hết mẹ hết, xong các bạn cùng tiến được rồi.
Vô cực đâu.
Anh trai này chém lại đây sao á.
Cái xác tôi không có bay được.
Giờ chưa kịp bấm bay nữa nó liếm chết luôn.
Không vào được.
AD mở 005 lên 56 luôn. AD.
Kéo đi.
Phải thì nãy giờ mình sao được một con lính kìa. Thật đấy.
Tiền lú hả? Thì cái lú nữa.
Lú luôn. Cảm ơn em.
Giết bây giờ không được thu tiền đâu.
Ôi chết.
Nó tay nó dài quá. Ôi rồi. Ê, để Nguyên không né còn không sao.
Have a good evening.
Great work today. You're going to stay and practice again?
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be sure to clean up after I'm done.
I know you will. Just don't wear yourself out.
I'll do what I can. That's my best offer. I've got to cram in a lot more practice if I want to win the award. If I'm going to be making a cocktail in front of judges in a room full of people, I'd better look like I know what I'm doing out there. If they see me hurt myself with bad form, it'll tarnish Bar Minami's reputation. No time for pain. Right now, it's all about practice.
How's it going over there? Do you ever decide on a recipe?
No, not yet.
Oh, you checking out all the previous winners?
Yeah, I need some inspiration.
Brand new has gotta be the trickiest part, huh?
Yep, definitely. And every year the list keeps getting bigger. Whatever I make has got to be a true original.
Let me think. If I remember right, the most famous winner was Snow Country.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. All the way back in 1959. How old were you when this won?
Not old at all. I wasn't born yet. The U.S. still held Okinawa.
That's pretty surprising. Who knew?
Which part's surprising? What's that?
The cocktail that won last year. The umemiyabi. Apparently it was the plum, wine-based Japanese craft cocktail that enchanted the world.
People really come up with some interesting drinks, don't they?
Making a new drink is hard enough. But you know what's even harder? Thinking of a good name. It has to be memorable. Easy enough to order at a bar, and have a unique background.
You think I'm right?
If I could figure out a name, everything else would just fall into place.
I wouldn't overthink it if I were you. Not unless you want to make your Chibaru Yamu.
Make my head hurt, huh? No one uses Okinawan dialect these days.
It'll work out in the end. Nankuru nai.
Okinawan dialect, right.
Good work again.
I didn't see you there. Sorry about that. Every second I'm not practicing, I get stressed out.
There are two crucial elements of bartending. To see and to know you're being seen. Your customers are always watching you, just like the judges during the contest. It's important that we don't telegraph our distress to our guests.
You're right.
My advice? Record yourself working. Helps to see yourself how they see you.
Huh? Good idea. If I watch a video of myself, I might spot some mistakes and things I need to change. I wish I didn't get so nervous on camera.
Oh yeah? You went to the semifinals?
Heck yeah, went less. Now we patiently await the judge's decision. Of course, that won't stop me from practicing. Look at these biceps. I've been using the big shakers so much I'm starting to get buff. Oh, wow, that sounds really intense. You know what? I almost forgot. Guess who one of the contestants is?
Huh?
Kelvin Shen of all the frickin' places. I was so surprised to see him that day. What?
Are you serious?
As a heart attack. I heard he quit Barcade, but if he's competing, I wonder if he's been training at another bar. I didn't know. How did he seem? He was just as unfriendly as usual, I guess. But you know what pisses me off the most? He was still so hot. Well, what about you? Has he tried to reach out to you at all?
No. Unfortunately, I haven't heard anything since his father came to Japan.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I'm just so happy everyone made it to the finals.
Yeah, me too. And now, they get to show off their hard work. They've certainly put in the hours for it.
I hope everything goes okay.
Hi, sorry guys. Hungry? Big day, which is why I brought you all something to eat. Sata andegi. I know it's scary, I do. Try your best to stay calm while getting scored. And then, you might grab that award. Chibario.
I will.
Please! It's not fair! I want to be a bartender! If Dad won't accept the truth on his own, then I'll just have to force him to. Your son is a bartender.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're honored that you've chosen to be with us today. Without further ado, it's time for the Suntory Kakuzahara, who we've asked to say a few words on behalf of the judges.
In the year 1931, the Cocktail Award was established as the very first cocktail competition in Japan. It was held to facilitate the spread of Western cocktail culture on our shores. So today, show us your talent, discipline, and innovation. As you become a part of this grand tradition, we hope that each of you can demonstrate the full extent of your hard-earned skills. We wish you the best of luck.
With those remarks, we'd like to move on to our first competitor, Yuri Kinjo. Miss Kinjo, you may now present your cocktail.
Thank you all for your time. I call this the Chimu Gukuru. When I left home in Okinawa, I was struggling to find my footing and get by in a new environment. Luckily, I was saved by a fellow Okinawan, my mentor. The name is Okinawan. It can mean heart or empathy. The drink is an expression of friendship. Like the awamori from my homeland, this haku vodka is made from rice. Lastly, the color was mixed to be reminiscent of the blue sea.
Thank you for your explanation. Next up, we have competitor number 2, Kyoko Kawakami.
The measuring cup and the bottles. Everything's in place. Now I just have to do what I practiced. No. Why can't I move? I practiced so much for this moment. I'm going to run out of time. If I fail, it'll make Bar Minami look like a total joke. Minami's here. Did he come just to root for me? He's the one who sent me here in the first place. He chose me to represent his bar. I can't give up. He believes in me. Thank you all for your time. My cocktail is called the Headwind. Since I decided to become a bartender, I faced numerous challenges and just as many setbacks. Rather than give up, I chose to face the wind of pain and confusion head on and breathe it all in. That's what inspired this drink. Don't be surprised when the flavor hits you. I say lean in and face it head on.
Coming up next, we have competitor number 12.
Look at how graceful his movements are.
Yeah, but...
To prepare for this, I thoroughly researched cocktail contests around the world and studied the aspects that were commonly judged. From wrists to fingertips, movements have to be big, but smooth. That said, I wasn't prepared for Kuzuhara to be one of the judges. He won't let personal feelings cloud his judgment. No reason to hesitate. Now, I must serve an equal amount with each pour. As for my dad, I made my choice and told him by sending him a link to today's video stream. I will make them accept me, the judges, and my dad. It's over. After that, there's no way I'm getting a decent score. In front of my dad and the world. Is this the end of my life as a bartender?
Huh? Just one?
My first home is Singapore, otherwise known as Lion City, which is what I've named my cocktail.
May I ask a question? First off, what made you decide to finish only one cocktail? Even if you couldn't complete the set of 5 required for judgment, you could have at least used what you had left to make 4.
Honestly, I just wanted some praise and acceptance. I finally realized, for the longest time, all I've cared about is being validated by others. It wasn't because I wanted to improve myself. Not at all. I was simply afraid of rejection. So now, even after I knocked over that glass, I didn't want to give up. This isn't about validation. Sure, I may be disqualified, but I owed it to myself to finish what I started. It's my cocktail. I put all those feelings into this one glass.
Well then, if it's so important, why did you use a different recipe than your submission? In the original, your cocktail was supposed to use only 1 chrysanthemum, but your final drink appears to be garnished with 2.
When I created this, I wanted it to represent my home country. But here's the thing, only one home country. I also have roots in the country with a flag of red and white, here in Japan. In addition to showing my Singapore pride, I wanted to pay tribute to the culture of Japan, the country that taught me how to be a bartender. So this, it's not on your paper, but it's my cocktail.
No further questions, thank you.
Well done.
The results are in. It's time to announce the contest winner.
Hello?
Gukuru.
Coming up.
You know, I wonder what happened to Chin after he left.
From what I've heard, he's continuing to train out in Singapore, at the bar in his father's hotel.
I'm so happy for him. He's earned it.
Have you decided who you're hiring for your lounge yet? I'd love to know.
Yes, based on your recommendation after the award, we made an offer to Kyoko. My grandfather was so excited he said, "With her personality, she's sure to put a new wind in this bar's sails."
I'm glad to hear it.
Hey, Kawakami.
Yes, sir?
I'm going out for a bit. Keep an eye on the bar.
You got it, boss. can't believe it's been 4 years. Life sure is
Fine. I'm like barely even buzzed.
I used to come here to drown my sorrows. Man, was I a terrible customer.
Ma'am, can I ask you a question? Do you know what most of my job as a bartender really is? At the end of the day, my duty as a bartender is this: to make sure when my guest leaves, they're just a little happier than when they walk through the door. That's what bartending is all about. If I may, perhaps it's in your best interest to make that your last drink.
And take a look at me now. 4 years ago, I wouldn't have guessed I'd be here on this side. Welcome in, sir. Minami?
I came in alone. Is that all right? I'd like a horse's neck, please.
Yes, of course. Why is he here? Could this mean... There you are. 1 horse's neck. Please, sir, I humbly request that you let me move on from this bar. Would that be all right?
I hear your request, but a bartender never moves on. Day to day, second to second, a person is always changing. As such, the cocktails you mix for your guests must also evolve. Bartending's a job with a beginning but no end. That's part of what makes it so special. Thank you very much. I wish you the best of luck on your journey. Not that you'll need it.
Before you go, was I able to make you a little happier than when you walked through that door?
Yes.